All right, you guys, welcome back to Design Beauty by Kat, and we are gonna have an elf kind of day right here. It says right here, flawless face, and I expect a flawless flay. A flawless flay. That's how we're starting. We're starting it out this way. All right, welcome to my channel. All right, you guys, welcome back to Design Beauty by Kat, where sometimes we're gonna learn something and sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're just gonna sit here and just fumble through the whole video. Okay, all right, so this right here is our elf, and this is a new brush set. A good friend of mine from work got this for me. She knows that I have a YouTube channel, so she said, you know what, let's just get you something and you can try them out for your channel. I'm like, heck yeah, I will try them out just for you. All right, this says right here, Flawless Face 6-piece brush collection by elf. And as you see, it has a good little assortment of brushes right here, as I do know a lot of people are beginners, and you know, you don't want to go break the bank immediately when you start doing makeup. You want to get to learn it, get to know it, get to feel it. You know, let's rock your world a little bit before we go and totally jump off the cliff into the world of makeup. You know what I mean? We got to get our feet wet. So this is a good brush set to get your feet wet with. Okay, here it actually tells you what everybody does. So this way you're not guessing. You know exactly what they do, you know who they are, and nobody is faking anything. Like those first dates. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Don't fake it, just make it. So let's read these off to you. You have an eyebrow dual brush right here. You've got a double-ended side, you've got your spoolie, and then you've got your precise eyebrow brush on this side. The next one is a small angled brush. This brush basically will do almost the same exact thing that the other brush I just showed you for the eyebrows will do. You can also use this for liner, other things like that, detail work. That's what that guy's good for. Then you've got this eyeshadow C crease brush. It's just a regular eyeshadow brush just to go ahead and pack on shadow, and it will buff it out a little bit. I don't recommend using these too much for buffing, but this is a good eyeshadow brush to apply your shadow. Then you've got your concealer brush. So this is a pretty good tip on it, so you can get a good precise amount of concealing going on. If you want to do a cut crease, you can do that right in there like that. I can never have enough concealer brushes because almost all of them are a little bit different, a little bit fatter, a little bit thinner, a little bit more with a tip. Like this guy has more of a tip on it, some are rounder. They're made in all kinds of ways. They are kind of like us. Then you've got your small stipple brush, and since those bristles are more pointed and they're more spread out, it has a lot of movement in it, and it can kind of give you that airbrush feel. I'll use this for like a blush, you know, this way you don't have such a hard blush line. Also use it for certain areas with your foundation to kind of just buff out the edges and make it look more airbrushed, more flawless. Stipple brushes are good for a lot of things, okay, you guys? Last but not least, you have the big boy, the blending brush right here. So this guy is good to go ahead and buff in and blend everything, more of a blend motion than your stipple brush because there's more densely packed bristles in there. So it is very soft. Once again, this is going to be beginner friendly. So let's go ahead and pop these guys in the face and see what we can get done today. Okay, so I already have my foundation done. What I have on is actually not actual foundation. I have on these two BB creams right here. I did do a video today on these two BB creams. I have one on one side and one on the other side, and they almost look the exact same. I actually do enjoy both of them, so if you want to see the lowdown on that, go check out that video. If that video is not up yet, then I apologize. I'm sorry for saying anything. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and try out is the blush, and we're gonna do this Show Me Your Cheeks right here, and this is by the Elizabeth Mott. I did get this in Boxy Charm, and I actually did like it. It's not so bad. It has a little bit of a slight shimmer to it. We're gonna go ahead and pop it right here. You see it has a slight shimmer to it, you guys. Can you kind of matches my little backdrop right now. Little stipple brush, just rub it in there, get all that extra fairy dust off. And we're gonna start back here and just kind of just mosey on forward with it. People do enjoy these for foundation quite a bit. For me, I don't reach for it for foundation. I just kind of don't. But it is nice to leave an airbrush feel. So these are synthetic bristles, you guys, just in case you're wondering. They do have on their packaging no animal testing. I feel like it did a nice job. It does do a pretty flawless application. You don't have too much in a concentrated area. It kind of makes it a little bit foolproof for you, so this way you don't ever put so much intensity on in one spot like you would if you were going to use this type of brush. Okay, there's a big difference between these two. This one right here, you can make the mistake of applying a huge dab if you're not careful. That's why you always dab some off and then go in. But this guy, it's almost not impossible, because nothing's impossible, I'll tell you that right now, because how the bristles are just spaced apart, you know, and it's such a light feathery motion that it doesn't allow you to make these huge, you know, impacts of color in one spot. Again, don't shy away from using your brushes in other areas of your makeup application, okay? Just because people say this is more of a foundation brush or it's more of a face powder brush, you know, that doesn't mean that's all it's for. You can use this brush and utilize it to your benefits, okay? That said, that's done. Moving on to the next one. This guy is also not a recommended shaped brush for contour, okay? But I want to see what kind of blend I can get out of it. What I'm actually going to do is some contour shades right here out of my NYX palette, and I'm going to apply the contour with one type of brush, and I'm going to try to blend it out with this blending brush, because he's called a blending brush, so we're going to put him to the test. He better blend, baby, you better blend. So we're going to get my big angular brush right here, go into some contour right here, and just kind of dab it all in there. You got it on there, tap it off, and we're going to apply it just like that. Now I'm going to get this blender and I want to see what he does. So starting from the back, just kind of blending it forward. I will say the bristles are nice and soft. They aren't, you know, tough or rough or, you know, any of that. They are nice and soft. They do feel good on the skin. Okay, one thing I'm going to mention, you guys, always have a light hand when you are doing any type of blending or application of bronzer, blush, highlighter. You don't ever want to go in and be like dragging it across your face. You want to have a very light hand. Just because you see me doing these little buffing motions, I'm not pressing down like this and buffing. You're going to disturb all of the makeup that you've applied, and you're also just making it harder to get a more blended out look, okay? So the harder you press is not always the best thing to do. So you actually just want to keep going light motions and, you know, just kind of buffing it out. These little tools are your friends, but you have to make sure that you're using them the right way. A good blend takes time. It's not gonna just jump on there and diffuse itself out. You know, you've got to put the work in and you've got to take the time on it. And even at that, we usually do have some kind of little mistake hidden somewhere, because we're not perfect, you know? Nobody's really perfect. I give it an A on the blending. It's soft, good bristles, it's nice and dome shaped. You can even use this to blend in your complexion products. You don't have to do it with bronzer. I'm just going to show you guys what you can use it for. I look nice and toasty-oasty. We're going to go back in with our Tarte, whatever you want to call this guy. We're going to use this palette one more time. We're not going to fight with it like we did the last time. So I will not be using Mr. Green color, okay? No, not today. First, we're going to go in with this pretty Vulgar, and this is the eyeshadow primer that I got in Boxy Charm. It's not my favorite. It's not, but it's right here in front of me, so I'm going to use it. This guy, he just kind of stays a little sticky, and that's not my latte. It's just not. I like just an even canvas to work on. I don't really want a sticky canvas to work on, because that's just not what I want, you know? But anyway, we can't all have what we want, okay? It's good to learn that now. So we're going to go in with our e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, okay? And we're going to do a quick little look. Nothing crazy. yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the eyeshadow brush. This is not really meant for, you know, the soft blending. It's a pretty compact brush. Does work more like a smudger, so you can put it underneath the eye pretty good. And if you're gonna just put one type of coat of eyeshadow, you can do that on the lid with this. But as far as trying to blend anything really with it, the bristles actually hurt a little bit. They're kind of pokey. They're not because you like my terms, pokey. I mean, that's a technical term, you guys, okay? So get on board with it. They do kind of hurt a little bit, and they don't feel so good. They don't feel so soft on the eye. Maybe I got a defective brush. That is possible. They do get made by mass quantities. Also, a little disappointment is in this brush right here that is meant to be the eyebrow brush. It does not do a thin line for your brows. Let's take a look at it. You see how it's more on the thick side? Whenever they're thicker like that and they're not very fine tipped, it's not the best idea to use that for your brows, because you need a fine tip in order to get a nice hairlight stroke for your brows. Try to brush it out some and just kind of even it out a little bit. So I did a little creative look, you guys, just to try to save what I was doing. I didn't want to ruin the whole entire effect that I was trying to make. That's all right. It doesn't always work out. That's why we test these things out. But would I recommend this e.l.f. kit? I would recommend it for beginners. I would recommend it for just these two guys right here. If you don't want to get the kit, you could get these two separately, and they are nice. They both work well. They both applied product well, and they blended out really beautifully. I do have to be honest, and like I said, you know, when you have the majority that works, it's a positive, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You know, sorry the look didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but maybe you got a creative look instead. Maybe that's better. I don't know. But that's the way the video went, so we're gonna roll with it. Have you subscribed yet? Because you know I forget to say that. You know I do. But I do want people to subscribe. Please join me. Subscribe. Watch all the chaos that I call my channel. And remember, we're gonna be kind to people. We're gonna rock out a good attitude, and we're gonna come home feeling good about ourselves. So I love each and every one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you learned something today. And if you didn't, just come back anyway. Okay? See you next time. Bye. You're learning about contour. You're learning about blush placement. You're learning about blush placement. Blush placement. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. I'm going to use the Your Cheeks But Better right here. That's not what it's called at all. That is not what it's called. What was I thinking? I do actually do. Yeah, I should call it quits. I should say goodnight, sayonara. But first we're gonna pop some Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow mascara. No, it's an eyeshadow mascara. Where do I come up with these things? Where? Eyeshadow mascara. That's a new thing. I should make a makeup brand called eyeshadow mascara. Maybe that'll work for me and I'll hit millions. Eyeshadow mascara. Look out for it. So first we're gonna go in with this Pretty Vulgar eye primer mascara. Eye primer mascara. What is it with mascara? Why does mascara want to pop in here? I'm not ready for mascara. Stop it.